Right now, we're going to bring you more of John Dickerson's interview with President Trump. They spoke inside the Oval Office about the decisions the president makes there. It's all covered in this extended interview you'll see only on CBS This Morning. John?
Norah, thanks. On his 100th day, I spoke with the president in the Oval Office. We discussed his relationship with former President Barack Obama, how he realized the magnitude of the office, and how he uses the room. Every president makes the Oval Office theirs. What have you done to make this yours?
Well, a lot of things. We had these incredible flags, including the American flags, and they were in different rooms. And they were always being pushed around because they didn't have enough room. And I said how beautiful the base, the flags, Army, Navy, Marine Corps. Just so beautiful, just so beautiful. The Coast Guard flag over here. And I said, well, let's see how they look in the Oval Office. So the flags are up. The picture of Thomas Jefferson I put up, the picture of Andrew Jackson I put up, because they said his campaign and my campaign tended to mirror each other. So we did a lot of work. It's a much different look than it was previously.
What would Fred try? That's a picture of Fred Trump over there.
That's my father.
Yeah.
I have one coming of my mother.
What would he think?
One. Well, he'd be very proud. He was a Brooklyn builder. I learned a lot from him. He's a great guy, good heart, tough guy, but a good heart, great heart. And he'd be very proud.
You said the White House was like a cocoon sometimes. Tell me about that.
Well, I was very well known, as you understand, prior to this, but that was a different world. This is something, you are really in your own little world. Secret Service, they're phenomenal, but they are all over the place. I mean, they are the real deal. They're all over the place. If I wanted to get out, drive my car to a certain location and go do something, you can't do that anymore. Haven't been able to do that for a long period of time. But all of that I understand. I guess I assumed that would happen if you won. And most importantly, I think we're doing a very good job, and I enjoy it.
Tell me about what you do a lot of your work in here, right?
I do. I'm here a lot, actually.
Why in here and not other places?
I feel very warm toward the Oval Office. It's a great symbol. Also, when I have certain people that we want to negotiate, for instance, I was negotiating to reduce the price of the big fighter jet contract, the F-35, which was totally out of control. I will save billions and billions and billions of dollars. And calling from here and meeting here and having meetings on that contract, I think gives you great additional power, if you want to know the truth.
So what's your...
Other people have come in, big people from big companies. They've been to the White House 50 times. In one case, I won't say who, somebody you know very well, the head of a major, major company. I said, have you been to the White House before? Yes, 51 times. I said, oh, good, so you've been to the Oval Office? No, I was never brought to the Oval Office. I said, come on, I'll bring you to the Oval Office. The person came into the Oval Office and started to cry. This is a tough person, by the way. Came into the Oval Office and started to cry. Now, this is a person with a magnificent office with beautiful glass walls and everything else. You understand. You've seen those offices before. But there is something very special about this space.
If somebody's going to behave like that in front of you in here, how do you know that people aren't always just telling you what you want to hear?
You mean with the tears? Is it?
No, just there, you know, they see the power of the White House and the Oval Office, and they think, yes, Mr. President. Who tells you no?
Oh, I think when it comes to the Oval Office, I think everybody means that. You know, when I have foreign leaders here, no matter what country, no matter how big, we had, as a Chancellor Merkel, we have them all. They all come here. They still take notice at the Oval Office,
right.
And they mean it.
But that's what I mean. One of the worries about a presidency is that everybody tells you yes. Nobody helps you figure out where your blind spots are. So how do you find that?
I guess it's one of those things in life you have to be able to figure it out. Maybe I've been figuring that out anyway long before I got here. But some things you have to be able to figure out. But this is a special place. The White House is special. The Oval Office, very special.
Any other gadgets you've gotten installed here since you came?
Well, everyone thinks that this is very ominous right here. See this? These are phones. These are very, secure phones. But this is a very ominous looking because of the red button.
What does that get you when you
Well,
press
it
the
gets
red
you a
button?
Coke or it gets you a Pepsi.
Oh.
One or the other, right? I have to be. Any other cola companies I should mention, right? But it gets you something. But every time I press that, people,
Where are you?
in fact, I have fun with people. They'll be sitting down. I changed the way it works. I'll have people sitting here. It used to be they never had chairs that anybody can remember in front of the desk, but I've always done it this way where I'm at the desk and I have people here. But usually they would sit on the sofas. But this is the Resolute Desk. It's a great desk with a phenomenal history. Many great presidents were behind this desk, and then some choose other desks. They have about 7 desks that you can actually choose. But I like this. This was FDR, it was Ronald Reagan, it was Kennedy. There's some great presidents behind this desk.
George W. Bush said the reason the Oval Office is round is there are no corners you can hide in.
Well, there's truth to that. There is truth to that. There are certainly no corners. And you look, there's a certain openness, but there's nobody out there. You know, there is an openness, but I've never seen anybody out there, actually, as you can imagine.
But what he meant was it all comes back to you.
Sure. It does. But I think that's true anyway, but it does. There's no question.
When did that hit you? That you're the magnitude of the office and that idea that you were, regardless of what happened, your name, the buck stopped with you.
It's the bigness of the office. It's the bigness of the transactions. It's the bigness of the deals. You look at the order of planes. It's bigger than any order of planes. You look at aircraft carriers that cost $10 billion and $12 billion to build, and submarines that cost $5 billion to build. It's the magnitude. But most importantly, you know, the decisions, like when I made the decision to go with Syria, the 59 Tomahawk missiles. Unbelievable technology. We have unbelievable talent. But those are tough decisions. Those aren't like decisions that I'm going to buy a building.
Tough why?
Because it's human lives.
Killing people.
You're killing people. And you can kill the wrong people, too. You know, those things go off and they end up in a town or they end up in a city, and you have another tragedy on your hands. So these decisions are unbelievable, you know, in terms of the importance, because it's human. It's killing. I hate it, but things have to be done.
How do you learn that skill? Who do you call to say, what's it like?
There's nobody you can call.
Did President Obama give you any advice that was helpful? That you think, wow, he
Well,
really
he was very nice to me, but after that, we've had some difficulties. So it doesn't matter. You know, words are less important to me than deeds. And you saw what happened with surveillance, and everybody saw what happened with surveillance.
Difficulties how?
I thought that, well, you saw what happened with surveillance, and I think that was inappropriate.
What does that mean, sir?
You can figure that out yourself.
Well, the reason I asked is you said you called him sick and bad.
Look, you can figure it out yourself. He was very nice to me with words, and when I was with him, but after that, there has been no relationship.
But you stand by that claim about him?
I don't stand by anything. I just, you can take it the way you want. I think our side's been proven very strongly, and everybody's talking about it. And frankly, it should be discussed. I think that is a very big surveillance of our citizens. I think that's a very big topic, and it's a topic that should be #1, and we should find out what the hell is going on.
I just wanted to find out, though, you're the President of the United States. You said he was sick and bad because he had tapped you.
You can take any way, you can take it any way you want.
But I'm asking you, because you don't want it to be fake news. I want to hear it from President Trump.
You don't have to ask me.
Why not?
Because I have my own opinions, you can have your own opinions.
But I want to know your opinions. You're the President of the United States.
It's enough. Thank you. Thank you very much.